Welcome to Campus Chat, a look at the people, the opportunities, programs, and happenings at Western Nevada College. Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.
Hello and welcome to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Jesse, and this is the show about Western Nevada College, its people, and its programs. And we are in the spectacular Jack C Davis Observatory, where later on in the show we're going to be talking about a rare coin raffle that we're going to be raffling off to benefit the observatory. And first we're going to be talking about the 7th annual athletic fundraiser with my friend here, Steve Lewis. And we were talking earlier, Steve, this is I remember, this is show number 96.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
And you do, how many a year?
One a month.
One a month.
Basically 12 a year. And the first show we did was with Robert Coller on the observatory.
He looks pretty good, too.
He looks good for 96.
That many shows
now,
away.
You should have seen that first show. That first show was a crack-up. But anyway, Steve is the extension educator for University of Nevada Cooperative Extension in Douglas County. He's also the past chair of the WNC Foundation Board, and he's currently the co-chair of the Athletic Development Committee with Robin Williamson.
Yes.
So it's great to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, we're going to be talking about our 7th annual athletic fundraiser. Can you give us a few details?
Can you believe that?
Yeah, no, I can't believe that. We're still have athletics.
Well, we've kind of found a good formula for this fundraiser. It brings people, supporters together. We have it at the Pepper Mill. That's typically where we have it. That's the largest place. It's a great venue to bring all those folks together. We have, of course, the dinner, and we have silent and live auction items, and we typically have an outstanding speaker. This year, we don't quite know who our speaker is going to be yet, so it might be a mystery guest. But you know what? People show up to this thing because they support the program.
Right.
And they understand that without their support, we wouldn't have athletics, to tell you the truth. Right. So we've got kind of our very staunch supporters that appear at this program, and they have a good time. They have a great meal, they have a great time, and they share their support.
Prime rib, dinner.
Yeah.
Peppermill does a great job. People wonder sometimes why we do it in Reno. We do it because they give us a great deal, and because it's such a huge venue.
Well, and we've got also a lot of supporters in the Reno area too. So
let's just throw a name out there. We can say we have talked to someone.
Yes. Mr. Someone.
I'm saying it. I'm just saying it. I'm throwing a teaser out there. Dustin Pedroia.
Yes.
Second baseman from the Boston Red Sox. They just got eliminated by the California Angels or Anaheim Angels in the conference playoffs. But
batting .297. He's from Woodland, California, and actually he played, I think, on the Cardinals at one time.
Yeah.
Correct?
Stanford?
Carson City.
Carson City Cardinals?
Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
I think he played for the Capitals with McNett.
The Capitals, that's what it was. Sorry.
And so we're trying to get Dustin Pedroia.
Not the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Capitals. Yes.
I was thinking he may have gone to Stanford, but I don't know. Anyway.
No, he went
Dustin
to
Pedroia.
Arizona State.
Oh, Arizona State. See?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Boston's Red Sox.
Yeah. Right.
So that was
anyway, the offer is out, but of course he's just coming down off of this postseason play. So, I don't know when we're going to hear the word, whether or not he's going to show up or not.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully. That'd be a huge draw, too.
Yeah, huge draw. A lot of Red Sox fans out there. How much is the fundraiser?
It's $100 per person or $700 for a table of 8. Mm-hmm. It hasn't changed. It's the same price. And
like you say, it is a great time because we have Dennis Steele, a great band he has there. Really some fabulous auction items that we usually get from the Whittemore family.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of tickets to sports games.
And
it's a lot of fun.
Right.
So, and we do, like Steve said, we have to fundraise because why? We don't get any money from the state.
Well,
like
I think there's 3 states in the nation that don't support community college athletics. Now, go figure. How come the other states support athletics? There's a reason. And it brings students. It brings history has just shown, time has shown that it's a successful formula.
Right.
Nevada, we haven't figured that out quite yet, and we're still kind of suffering from this turfism from when the community college system was established. It wasn't let's get out for the students. It was kind of let's protect our own university institutions. So we're still kind of battling that stigma, that opinion way back when. And in the short period of time that we've had athletics at WNC, we've seen dramatic difference in the number of, first of all, the average age. Students used to be, closer to 35, and now they're, what is it, average age, 22 or something like that?
I think it's 29, but it's a big drop.
It's shifted.
Right.
Shifted.
And if you look at I think the enrollment between 18 and 24-year-olds, that's way up.
And the number of degree and certificate seeking students has increased quite a bit as well.
Well, high school kids like athletics. They like to come watch a team, and it's a team they can be proud of. In fact, we're going to talk about the success of the baseball team and the softball team when we come back, so stay with us. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Jesse, and I'm here with Dr. Steve Lewis from the Cooperative Extension in Douglas County. He's co-chair of the Athletic Development Committee for the college, and we're at the Jack C Davis Observatory, one of my favorite places to be. Yeah, I like it up here.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's very
cool.
nice.
It's a cool place. Very cool. You can't tell it's raining outside right now. It's pouring down rain.
It's celestial?
Yeah,
is that the word?
Yeah, it's celestial here.
Okay.
You feel smarter here when you come in. And the next three guys we
Cerebral.
talk to, the next three guys coming up, I can barely, my aptitude is way low. Anyway, let's talk about how successful the baseball team was last year.
Yeah, absolutely. They went to the Junior College World Series again. This was their second appearance in 4 years. Came in third place. They were the only academic All-American team in the Scenic West and in the conference.
And in the Junior College World Series.
So, that's a huge...
Yeah, so they're not only third in the nation competitively,
yes.
They were number one out of all those 10 teams at the Junior College World Series, so they're the only ones to get a team GPA of 3.0 or higher. So academics is really important.
Yeah, well, they understand because DJ Whittemore and Leah Wentworth make students understand that being a student is first, being an athlete is second, but we want to synergize that relationship, and I think they do an excellent job in making sure that students understand that priority.
Right, because not all of them are going to play Major League Baseball. It's like 1 out of 90,000 kids goes to the Major League.
Yeah, and even if they do that, there's life after majors too.
Right.
So
it's nice to have a
backup plan.
A backup plan.
Yeah.
I know when in Grand Junction, that's where the Junior College World Series played. They have great coverage of the JUCO by the Daily Sentinel, and they had. Did you hear about that great article?
Yeah. The Brainy Cats.
The Brainy Cats.
Yeah.
Really impressive. People were really impressed.
And President Lucy was very impressed with that too. As a matter of fact, I think she got a copy of that issue.
Right, autographed or something.
I'm sure it's in her office up on the wall or something.
It is.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we are trying to accomplish here. Is that it's not all about athletics. We need to put up on a higher pinnacle that academics is so important.
Right, and they're graduating too. They're getting to your degrees. They're staying when students are in a cohort, whether it be nursing or student government or athletics, they're more likely to complete all their classes and graduate. So there's a reason for it.
Students.
Not just the competition.
Sure.
So let's talk about Leah Wentworth a little bit. A lot of people know about DJ Whittemore with his success going into his 5th year, but let's talk about Leah
Sure.
a little bit.
Yeah. Well, she is the interim softball coach, and she actually experienced some tutelage from Scott Rasner.
Yes.
And he was a fantastic, I guess, teacher, and so Leah is doing a super job. She's bringing back many kids from Nevada, as a matter of fact. So she's in a building year. There's no question about it. But she as well understands that it's about academics, and so her students also are. What is the GPA? 3.29?
Yeah, 3.29.
Yes, in the spring semester.
So that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Leah grew up here in Carson City. She played softball at Carson High School. Her maiden name is Sanchez. Her parents are Louis and Delaney Sanchez. Louis is a pretty well-known coach around town. And then she went to Long Island University in New York on a softball scholarship. So she knows the game. In fact, I knew her since she was a little kid, and to talk to her, and she's so articulate and knowledgeable about the game. I was like, wow, little Lily.
Yeah. And you played the game too.
Yeah, and I played the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah.
I didn't. Didn't play it like that. So this fundraiser that we're having supports this great program for men and women, male and female student athletes at Western Nevada College, and it does make a huge difference.
Well, it's one form of support because this takes a lot of money, and we're talking about paying coaches. We're not talking about any state dollars here, but so we need private dollars to support the coaches. So support travel is enormous in the Scenic West. Uniforms, umpires, I mean, you name it, there's a lot of costs associated with it. So this benefit is just one of the ways that we support athletics.
Right.
And it's meaningful because it brings the supporters together. And so it's not only just bringing in money, it's helping to build relationships too.
Right. So January 15th, 6 p.m., Peppermill, you can call 445, 3240 and talk about tickets. You can find out who's going to be there. I mean, how exciting could that be? It could be somebody.
Right. Well, it definitely is going to be somebody.
We just don't know who.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, though. Yeah. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate it. Okay.
Very good.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with Robert Coller, Walt Dillard, and Michael Thomas. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Jesse, and we're at the research level facility of the Jack C Davis Observatory. And joining me today, next to me, is Robert Coller, who is the director of the Jack C Davis Observatory. Next to Robert is Dr. Walt Dillard. Walt is a member of the Jack C Davis Observatory Board of Governors. And next to Walt is Mike Thomas. Mike is the president of the Western Nevada Astronomical Society. So it's great to have you all here.
Thank you.
Great.
This is the brains behind the observatory. I'm the looks. No, I'm not. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a long time ago that we've started working on this observatory back in, I think, 1999, actually. Robert, we started doing this. Why don't you give us a little history of that?
Well, Helaine, when you came on as director of Foundation, I don't know exactly what year that was, but I was teaching astronomy then, and used to come by your office quite often and ask, why can't we have an observatory? What we should raise some money and try to get something going, and so I guess that's when we actually began to start talking about the observatory.
Right, and that's how Robert planted that seed, and I thought, at that time, oh, there's no way we're going to raise money for an observatory. We have too many other things going on. And I happened to have was at a dinner for my church at for St. Teresa's and sat next to the late Governor Michael O'Callahan, and he knew I worked at the college, and he said, you know, you guys need to put in for a project with the Nevada Gaming Foundation of Educational Excellence. And he was your first president. Jack C Davis is on my board. And so I talked to Dr. Davis, came up with some ideas. He was not interested, and then for some unknown reason, I said, well, what about an observatory? And his eyes lit up, and he said, yes. And I called Robert. I go, Robert, we have to put together a proposal for the observatory.
And potentially $50,000. It was
right.
a potential we get $100,000, but we were going to go for at least 50.
Right, 50,000, and it was Christmas 1999. I got the call or I got the check for $100,000. And Robert, you.
And I was home ill. I was grading papers during exam week, and I wasn't feeling so well. When she called me and told me we got not only the $100,000 for seed money for the observatory, I leaped up, came up, and I wasn't sick anymore.
It was amazing. So thanks to Jack C. Davis, and then going back to Michael O'Callahan to ask him who we can name it after, he wanted us to name it after Jack C. Davis, and of course it was so fitting to name it after our first president.
Yeah, he was our first president. I think the college started in 1972, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, or not 1971.
71 or 72, and he was the first president, and actually he came up and was very helpful, but basically he really was fond of this observatory. And I understand right now he's not in very good health.
Yeah,
but,
he's doing better though.
He's doing better. That's good news. But
good news.
The point is that he used to come up quite often and talk to the people, and he was so proud of this observatory.
Yes, and he should be. So, Walt, how did you get involved with the Jack C. Davis Observatory? And you have been involved for a long time. It's a lifetime commitment.
Yes, I've been involved. Not from the beginning, though. I retired to Dayton in 1999. I guess about the time this whole plan was getting off the ground. And I met Robert when I enrolled in one of his astronomy courses sometime after that. We were talking about it, and I can't remember exactly the year. But at that time, there was a loosely organized group. We would take telescopes out to the flying field out by the waste disposal area out here in east of Carson City. And at that time, the plans for the observatory were underway. Sometime between 1999 and the opening of the observatory, there was a realization, I think, from Robert that to operate this place, we needed bodies, and there was a membership drive with a big party down at the Reynolds Building to expand the membership in the WNAS.
Yeah, so that's how you started.
That's how I started.
Taking a class and having an interest.
Yep.
And then that's a great segue to the Western Nevada Astronomical Society, because Mike is the current president. So how did you get involved, Mike?
Well, I've been an amateur astronomer most of my life, and I belong to a club in Reno, and dropped in at the meeting here one night about 2.5 years ago, and turned my back on Reno. And
he was president the next meeting.
Yeah, and I wasn't here one night, so they voted me president. And then, so I regularly, go through the customs and the border there in Washoe Valley and come down to Carson City. And so now, anyway, we have 60 members, and we run the equipment here and do those
Saturday
star
night.
parties every Saturday night. And I think we've grown quite a bit in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Mike's going to be our featured speaker. Every semester we have what we call Coffee with Carol, and Mike is going to be our featured speaker at the November 6th Coffee with Carol at the Douglas campus, and he's going to be showing some of the wonderful pictures that the CCD cameras have taken. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and some of them are on the screen behind us, and we'll talk a lot about what's going on in astronomy and why this is such an important facility.
Right. That's what I've noticed as a WNAS member myself, is when I get the newsletters, is that he always has a great topic, or there's always, the letter from the president. Always very informative. I think that's really good.
Thank you.
Yes, we always have each of our membership meetings, which happens once a month. I think it's the third Tuesday in each month. Actually, we've moved it to the third Wednesday now, but just for this semester. But at any rate, we have some really interesting talks, typically on astronomy. Sometimes Mike will give a talk on something else, but typically there's a lot of interest here, and a lot of people can really come and learn about a lot about astronomy here.
Well, your Walt God is peached. Well, I'm not going to ask you that question because I'm getting a big signal to take a break. My hair's not in my face or anything. I think we're full. But anyway, we're going to be right back. I'm going to ask you that question. Stay with us on Campus Chat. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Jesse. We're at the Jack C Davis Observatory. I'm here with Robert Coller, Walt Dillard, and Mike Thomas. And Walt, I was just going to ask you a question about, Walt has a PhD in biology. Is it the astrobiology that really gets you going, or what? Or do you think there's life out there?
Oh, no doubt about it. I guess this is a statistical argument, but it cannot be answered any other way than there's certainly life out there.
Right. Do we do things at this observatory like SETI does? Do we search for extraterrestrial intelligence here, or?
That's a goal. We aren't quite there yet. Our equipment is capable of using one of the techniques for detecting extrasolar planets. It's a technique that involves variations in the light output of the star when a planet passes in front of it. We are working on becoming proficient at operating our equipment to measure these small changes in light when the planets are close to their stars.
Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Now, we want to talk about this raffle. Okay, you were at the Buzz Aldrin event in 2001 and 2003. That was quite an experience.
Yes, actually, Buzz Aldrin has been to this campus twice, and first time actually met the legislature too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He made quite an impact, and we invited him back here and helped raise money for the observatory. And he actually did a press conference right here in this observatory when we first opened. So he was really an advocate of the observatory.
And for his first visit, to commemorate his visit and to kick off the fundraising for the observatory, we had a coin minted on the number one coin press at the U.S. branch mint at the Nevada State Museum. And so we had 500 of those coins minted. There's only 8 left. Of the 8, 5 have been signed by Buzz Aldrin and Jack C Davis. Mm-hmm. And we're raffling off one of those. Yes,
and that raffle is going on right now, and I guess it winds up in December, and we're going to have a big event here at the observatory in December to give it away. And each tickets cost $20 each, or $6 for $100. And we'd like to ask people to support it because this is 6 years now where we have had the Jack C Davis Observatory in operation. The equipment is beginning to wear a bit, and we have to have replacement parts and replacement cameras, and these things are very expensive. And every nickel that's going to be raised by the raffle will go into buying new, upgraded equipment for the observatory. So everybody, it's a win-win situation.
So you could get raffle tickets from any member of the Observatory Board of Governors or from the WNAS members, or call the foundation office. Mike, I have a question for you. You're up here a lot. What's your research focus? What are you looking for? I mean, what interests you out there?
Well, my partner on the telescope I use is Dr. Jack Davis, no relation to Jack C. Davis. And we've been studying variable stars, the stars that change in their brightness, and we also enjoy looking at deep sky objects like the ones on the screen. And in fact, Walt took all the ones that you're seeing behind you here. And that generates a lot of interest with the public, and we show those photographs to people who come up on Saturday. And I also wanted to mention, we're throwing a telescope with that coin.
Oh, yeah,
so if folks want to get involved in the raffle, you'll also get a telescope as part of that grand prize.
Yeah, it's a $500 telescope, and it's a go-to telescope. It's computer controlled, so it should be a nice telescope to use.
We're talking about the Western Nevada Astronomical Society. You were talking about needing bodies, and that's true. This observatory is primarily run with volunteers, the WNAS volunteers, and the Observatory Board of Governors, correct?
That's it.
That's it.
I think you can say entirely now. We used to say that Robert was the only professional among us. Now he's retired, so there are no professionals among us.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does someone become a member of the WNAS, Mike?
You can go to our website, and which is a link from the college homepage, and download an application. It's $15 a year for students, and $25 for individuals. And you can come to all of our meetings, and we'll teach you how to use any of these telescopes, and you can use them and save yourself $500,000 to $250,000.
Plus, there's the executive level membership for $250. My mom is one of those. It used to be a lunch with Robert, but
yes.
That's only one.
I enjoyed those lunches too.
Yeah, those were good. Yeah, because I paid for them, huh? Yeah, I can see why you like those. Anything else? Does anyone want to add about the observatory or the coin raffle?
Well, just recently we had an impact on the moon, and we had a huge turnout of people here at 4 o'clock in the morning. Actually, Walt and Mike stayed here all evening, and we had 8 telescopes with video cameras and the whole 9 yards working on trying to see this huge big plume that was supposed to have evolved off the moon. But it just didn't happen. But we had a lot of fun up here anyway. We had young kids up here. We had families up here. We really enjoyed our time together here. So if you want to be a part of this kind of a culture, this kind of community, learning about the stars, learning about what's going on in our solar system, come up to this observatory, and I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Well, here. That's great. Well, thank you, Robert Coller, Director of the Observatory. Thank you, Walt. Walt's on the Jack C Davis Board of Governors, and Mike Thomas, the President of Western Nevada Astronomical Society. Thank you for all you guys do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Helaine.
And we'll hope you'll be back with us and watch us next month for our 97th show of Campus Chat.
This has been Campus Chat, a monthly program from Western Nevada College. Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.